expensive, but they're very expensive, and the cheaper ones won't keep the donkeys out.
You haven't heard that we have our very own fence manufacturers right here in the Federation, and their prices are better than any place else. JNF Fencing in Long Point, Nevis. Joe bought some heavy fence from them that's keeping out the big animals for the same price as other places sell that light, flimsy wire that animals just push down. Plus, they make whatever height you want, 3 to 10 feet. And you know what? Buying stuff made right here keeps the money in the Federation and boosts our economy. And listen, JNF Fencing's customer service is top-notch, girl. So call them now. The number is easy to remember, 469-4692. You got it? 469-4692. J&F Fencing in Long Point, Nevis, your local chain link manufacturer.
Okay, welcome back, and as I said, we have some guests in the studio just this morning, and I'll give them an opportunity to introduce themselves. We start with this beautiful young lady on my left, and we'll ask her to introduce herself.
Oh wow, thank you. I always feel so much at home when I am here at ZIZ. I always start out by thanking ZIZ on behalf of the Commissioner of Police, the High Commander of the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force, my staff, and the people of St. Kitts and Nevis. I want to thank you for trusting me as your forensic director thus far. For those of you who are not familiar with me, because I'm not too distant from this forum, I'm Latoya Lake Marshall. I am the forensic director attached to the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force. I've served in this capacity for over 4 years here in the Federation and totally loving it. I consider the Federation my home. I am also a forensic crime scene expert and criminologist, and I've served in this capacity for over 22 years, 18 years in Antigua and 4 here. So it's a pleasure. I've always been keeping everybody abreast with your forensic department, because I believe the public should know what services are there for them to help them in the crime situation.
Totally agree.
And I'm here to do that again today.
Okay, and who do you have with you this morning?
Well, on my left hand, I have one of my heavyweight specialists with me. He's a fingerprint examiner. He is a specialist crossing over now as an expert. And I am so happy to introduce to you Mr. Kyle Dunrad. I refer to him as my Teletubby, so I'll let him tell you a little bit more about himself.
Mr. Dunrad?
As my boss said, my name is Kyle Dunrad. I'm in police now for 10 years, most of that spent in the forensic department. I'm a fingerprint examiner along with crime scene technician, and I'm happy to be here.
Okay, we're happy to have you. And we're happy to have you, not just in the police force, but in the Federation.
Thank you.
So, what do you do in the forensic crime scene department? We know you take fingerprints, we know you go to the crime scene, but what other things do you do in the department?
Well, I'll just give you an overall of our responsibility, and then I'll move on to Kyle so he can give you a bit of his experience. Okay, generally, the crime scene officer's duty is to determine the forensic potential of all crime scenes of which we respond to. By determining the forensic potential, we would process the scenes, assess the situation, collect, package, store, analyze, process, make sure that the exhibits are adequate for analysis to go on for further testing. We also do testing ourselves. We do presumptive testing. We also have a lab. Certain tests we do, as I told you, our lab is equipped for fingerprint testing, ballistic testing, and we are now gearing towards going into deeper testing of DNA trace. Now, fingerprint is DNA trace, so we are top notch in that area. So I can boast of these areas right now.
Yes.
Kyle is going to give you a little bit more, but our crime scene officers are highly skilled. With the exception of one technician, because now there has been changes since I've last been here.
Yes.
You will now see our technicians are fully uniformed and they bear their level of expertise. Now, I just want to say to the public, if you see a technician respond to your home and their tag says level 1, that doesn't mean that they're incapable of processing your scene. Just wearing that uniform and having that level deems you capable of processing that scene. It's just that your years of practice is just a little bit less than some, but your capabilities are trusted. So I just want to clear that for the public.
Okay.
We go up to level 3. Level 3 is the highest, which leads you to specialties and expertise. Okay, so I'm going to let Kyle tell you a little bit about
yes, and
his role.
For the listening public, I'm staring at your shoulder and I'm seeing level 3.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So you're top of top.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Well, to add to what the director said, one of our major functions as the crime scene department, we are the least police you have out there, because our job is to tell the truth. Forensics is not all about proving it's someone, it's also about proving or disproving. So our job is to get to the truth, because DNA doesn't lie, fingerprints doesn't lie, biometrics don't lie. So
you're saying that your job is just to provide the evidence, and when
Yes.
the evidence leads, the evidence leads.
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And assist the investigators with their case.
Definitely.
Okay. So you said level 3, and you mentioned the training, and you mentioned that even if it's a level 1, that person is also capable. So that means that every officer in the department, they get specialized training.
Exactly, and they go through grueling process. It's not very easy to enter this department. If we deem that you're a potential candidate, you must go through at least a year of internship, where you're going to be working along with an assigned level 3 technician. You will be assessed, you'll be under a lot of pressure, you would have to do internship with the courts, you must learn the entire system. When we see over that year that you're deemed you're a potential candidate to become a level, then now you have to sit at an entrance and placement exam. That exam is written and practical. You must pass it, and the pass mark is 70%.
In both practical and the written?
The 70 for the written. The practical, you are scored even higher. 75. You have to score anywhere within the region of 75 to 80% with the practical.
So if I get 17 the written and I fall short in terms of the practical, let's say maybe about 65%.
We'll assess you, but we wouldn't deem you a level until we would put you back out on there again and check to see your weak points. So once you become a level 1 now, for the first 3 to 4 months of that area of you getting a level 1,
Yes.
you still have to function on another shift.
Okay.
Okay, but you will get minimal scenes, like maybe a wounding, you get a house breaking and larceny, and these are assessed.
So you give me an opportunity to build up.
Exactly.
Or level up.
Exactly.
Put me where I'm good at, and an opportunity to improve to other level.
There you go.
I like that. So share with us a little bit of the tools. I know you mentioned fingerprinting and ballistics. Share with us some of the tools that you use in the department.
Want to take that?
So one of the most important things we use is a digital camera. Our job is to record evidence. So you have to paint a picture. For the end game is to take this to court. So you have to paint a picture for the jury to see what happened. So most important thing, a camera. We have fingerprint machines. We have something that's called a Fusion. It's actually a portable fingerprint machine that you can actually take to the crime scene and record pictures of fingerprint on the
I saw that on
scene.
TV.
So we're equipped like that. We have dark lights, a lot of chemicals, ninhydrin, SPR, a lot of dangerous chemicals.
And you use some of those to do what?
You can use them to
luminal.
so you can see bodily fluids with them. You can use them to enhance bodily fluids. Same thing with fingerprints. All of it basically to gather evidence.
Okay. But to use them,
You have to
you
be
want to make
highly
sure that you get
trained.
the training.
Yes, sir.
Must.
Okay. So,
Must. We also have a lot of high-tech equipment worth millions of dollars at our lab in Tabernacle. This is used on a daily basis by our lab technicians. So as I told you, our lab is where it all happens.
okay.
So that's our little secret hiding place.
So speaking of training, I was gainfully informed that you had some training last week or thereabout. So tell us a little bit about that training.
Well, we've been doing a lot of training. I'm a stickler for training, and over the years where I've made acquaintances through my job with a lot of high-tech experts, and we've worked so closely together that they've granted me many favors. And I would say they adore St. Kitts. They love my team. My team is very approachable with them, and the passion that we have, as you know, our theme is detection with a passion for a reason. So we have had a serial restoration training from the last time I've been here. So whenever we collect firearms that serial numbers is obliterated, don't think that you're getting away with it. We have persons who are trained to recover those serial numbers by the use of certain chemicals and their training. Then we moved on to the last training. No, we had anthropology, forensic anthropology training, which that was with Professor Dr. Brown and Corey Look. They are experts in the study of human bones. We had that, and the fun part was the underwater drones and above ground, where we could detect the heat from the human body with these drones. So I will be penetrating my superiors for us to, and the government, because I know they're supporting us 100%, to get these underwater drones so that we can have them added to our fleet. And recently now, we had two specialists from the Cogent Systems. They deal with our automated fingerprint identification system. That's the system that Mr. Dunrad and Sergeant Weeks are attached to. That is Mr. Christensen and Mr. Gomez. So we had full training with pupil identification. So now we are qualified and equipped with specialists who can identify you by your eyes. We are stepping up. And also we upgraded our AFIS systems. It's going to now be connected, and St. Kitts is going to be the model to other Caribbean islands with our comparisons. So
just a reminder before you go, remind the persons what the AFIS is.
It's the automated fingerprint identification system. That was the system which by we uploaded fingerprints and scanned criminals' fingerprints into the system as well. So prints that you find on a crime scene, you will go and you would match them against these prints. But we're now upgraded to the ABIS, which is the automated biometrics system.
So biometrics.
Biometrics identification system.
Help me with the biometrics.
Okay.
So it used to,
You wanna? Yeah.
so it used to be only fingerprints. So
Yes.
biometrics now deals with iris as well, also facial recognition. So we upgraded in that sense.
So in layman terms, biometrics is basically the computerized or automated process of measuring characteristics of the human body. So like your fingerprints and your eyes and so on, this is now done automated. Gone are the days they're trying to phase out now the ink with rolling.
Yes.
We still do that. I still believe in old school because some countries require that we still do the ink process for their purposes, for identification. I think it's for professional use. They usually ask to use the ink. But
Okay.
we are now doing identification and getting highly computerized.
Okay, and for persons who work around the court and the police officers, we know that they, I wouldn't say frown, but they consider eyewitness identification as not being too reliable.
Yes.
So you need something in terms of a support. So we know we had fingerprint, we know the DNA, even if we, but now we're saying that we have some other things added.
Yes, sir.
Yes, and we will also now be of assistance to immigration. I know when you travel to the United States and some countries, they will tell you, look into
the
this
camera,
camera, please.
yes.
So once and I don't doubt that St. Kitts will get to that point, because St. Kitts is really moving forward in technology, and I must commend St. Kitts for that highly. We would be now equipped with the specialists to examine these things for you once you have a red light.
Great. So they did the training.
Yes.
Yes. What did they get from the training? Congratulations, or is there some
Oh, yeah.
something that comes with it?
Well, this is the fun part. We had 6 candidates. This includes Kyle Dunrad, Sergeant Weeks. He is our expert between Nevis and St. Kitts. So both of them now are our examiners. And the good news is they have now been deemed via the United States Department of Defense as instructors. So that tells you a lot. So as of the end of that course, they are now deemed as instructors in the AFIS system, comparisons of latency, etc. So now they can give expert testimony in court as it pertains to these. Once we do comparisons, we will still rely, because no matter what how expert you are, you must rely on another expert just to concrete. Yes. So I now have 2 instructors on my hand. The other remaining 4 technicians are now certified as comparison analysts. So they no longer will only just scan in prints for them, but under the management of Mr. Dunrad and Sergeant Weeks, they will assist with comparisons so that the workload now would be shared. Yes, and there's no monopoly anymore. So if Mr. Dunrad is in vacation, I can have other
still goes on.
So I am so proud.
I like that very much. Plus, you said they're certified as instructors, so they can now pass on the knowledge.
Exactly.
And I like that.
Exactly.
I like that. That speaks well for the organization.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
And I just want to add that Mr. Dunrad is certified with the IAI. He will let you know how he is certified by that. And I am pushing for full international accreditation, as I told you.
Yes.
That will go internationally, where they can represent us anywhere around the world. If you can tell them about the IAI.
So the IAI is the International Association for Identification. That's the largest forensic body in the world. Like I said, international.
Yes.
Whenever you go and you try to get a forensic job anywhere in the world, this speaks well for you. To have IAI certification is the top of the top. And the instructors course that we did to be certified instructors, course that we will be instructing, gives you 40 hours of IAI accreditation. So you would just have to find 8 simple hours after that, and you could do the entrance exam, which is as hard as the Sankey's crime scene exam, if not harder, to be certified to be on the IAIA certification board.
Okay, I like that. Okay, we take a short break and invite callers, and we'll come back.
Tune in for Policing with You, a half-hour radio program every Thursday morning at 9:15 on ZIZ Radio. Join host Inspector James Francis of the Criminal Investigations Department as he focuses on crime, factors contributing to criminal activity, crime prevention, and how the community can assist the police in reducing crime. It's Policing with You every Thursday morning at 9:15 on ZIZ Radio. Join us.
Look out! This is it! Something new, something fresh, something exciting! Jump Off Show on ZIZ Radio with the man Chico. Yo! Every Monday to Thursday, Chico will be in the house with the 3 to 6 minutes. So tell your neighbors, tell your friends about this exciting show on ZIZ Radio, the Jump Off Show, every Monday to Thursday, 3 to 6. Don't miss it. While the others give you some, we give you more. Right here on ZIZ Radio. Watch the creeper.
Okay, welcome back. Have any callers online? Okay, so you were telling me about tell us, give us a background.
Excuse me, Sergeant.
Training that you have done.
Yeah, we do have a call now.
Okay, you take that call.
Good morning, you're live.
Good morning.
Good morning, call.
Yes, and good morning, police and forensic.
Good morning, sir.
I have two little simple questions. Now, I would like to know, suppose now, a man chop off another man's head with a machete, and the man drop down dead. Why do they have to have post-mortem to find out why he dead from? That's question one. And I heard Miss Forensic said that you are now looking into underwater drone. How big is that underwater drone, and can a whale eat the drone and mash it up? Those are the two questions I listen over here.
Thank you, caller, for your questions.
You want to take the underwater drone?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So, caller, thank you so much for your question. We've had that question posed to us many times. Murder is usually an unnatural, basically an unnatural death. That human was alive before he or she expired. The pathologist's job is to determine, yes, we know that the neck was actually cut off by the means of human intervention, but we still have to relay the cause of death. This builds credibility within the case to show that it was by an unnatural means that this person was actually expired. So they weren't sick at the time of them dying. So a post-mortem is very vital even when you were sick. There's some cases where you would have a sudden death and the doctor requests no autopsy. That means because you were actually being examined by a physician prior. So the doctor is already there to determine that they knew that this was going to happen. But in the case of murder, you must do an autopsy to determine.
I said this in support of what you're saying.
Sure.
And just to shed some light, why do you need a post-mortem? In some cases, you may suspect that the person died a particular way. Maybe because you saw something. But in actuality, that person might have died of a sickness just before the incident.
Yes, as possible.
And what you saw and felt was the cause of death may not actually be what the person died from. So you need a post-mortem just to rule out the doubts and make sure that what we saw is what was.
Exactly.
So you need, that is one of the reasons, maybe one of the main reasons why you would need something like a postmortem.
Exactly.
Okay, so.
And
Yes, go ahead, you're live. Go ahead.
Yeah, good morning.
morning.
Without a doubt. You know the song? Without a doubt. Anyway, my thing is that there was a period in our history when I used to wonder if we had anybody doing crime detection, because as I understand it, then the detection rate was so low. And now I understand that since the introduction of the crime lab and trained personnel, etc., the crime detection has increased dramatically. But just a bit beat all around, just to ask a simple question: what is the present crime rate detection? That's all.
Present crime rate detection for, based on the science right now, it's within the region of 85 to 90%. Most of the cases now that we've had a high rate is due to science.
Okay, so the forensics department is playing an important role in the crime fighting initiative. So we have more support in terms of the investigative endeavor. So we look forward to the training, and we have welcomed them, and we are happy that they're there so that we can work hand in hand. But we were talking about the drones, the questions. So let's answer the callers and the drones.
So the underwater drone is not bigger than a human being, and a whale can eat a human being.
Yes.
It's not likely to happen, but if we're talking hypothetically, it can happen.
But what I remember the director mentioned some of the capabilities of the drone, but what would you want to use something like that for?
Okay, let's say for instance, we've lost someone at sea.
Yes.
And they would like the assistance of trying to scour the bottom so that the divers can be aided on the direct area to check. We could use the we would use the drones for those purposes. Also, they do have disadvantages, because with the Sargasso seaweed, we face a bit of difficulty at times where we could get that into the propellers and so on. So we're trying to work with persons who have trained us with that on ways that we can clear out certain areas prior to submerging. So you do have difficulties in some areas, but it will still be of an asset to us in these areas.
Whereas a diver would have to go underwater and it's dark. This is equipped with multiple cameras, 360 cameras, floodlights. It also has an arm strong enough to pull about 400 pounds. So if there's a body stuck to the bottom, it can detect, pull, and bring them back to shore.
And let's say if we have contraband, drugs, firearms, and so on, our drones are submerged in water. Our drones will be able to assist us in the
that sounds like something that would be of great use to us.
Definitely.
Especially in the current environment.
Definitely.
So you're doing great work.
Yes.
Any plans in terms of what you're looking at to do in the future? Whether it's training, I know you said you're a stickler for training.
Well, my plan of action is extensive because I have a vision, and my staff will tell you I push my vision every day.
So share with us.
My vision is to set St. at a level technologically wise, via the science investigation, where we can be a module for other islands. And I'm also happy to say that we're actually on that, because St. Vincent has approached me in using our module in training and setting up DSLs. So that's a positive. But where I see the forensic department from here on is that we intend to utilize our specialties to develop the economic growth of St. Kitts. So our specialties will be hired from other countries. Certain amount of taxes will be funneled into our general government sources. That is where we intend to go. We also want to be able to take care of ourselves in a sense of when we have the increase in technology, we have our own source that we don't have to rely solely on government sources all the time to develop ourselves. Training for youths and development for young persons who have the passion for scientific investigation. Also to make St. Kitts a safer place. We are on our way. Can say our crime rate is looking really good thanks to the officers. Officers rely a lot on us and we work very closely together, especially in the Crime Directorate under the directive of ACP Mitchell and Superintendent Francis. They have also been very supportive of us with our plans, our plan of action. So training, specialties, expertise, and accreditation in various jurisdictions of forensics. That's the way we are going. And development of our lab that we can do, eventually do testing on our own and wouldn't have to rely on a mother lab in the UK.
Okay.
At this point.
I'm liking the sound of that. So let me see if I can sum up.
Before you sum up, just let you know that you have another caller on hold.
Okay. We'll take the call and then we go. Okay, caller.
Yes.
Welcome to Policing with You.
Yeah, I'm summing up. Now, question number 2. Can the drone detect if a ship has drugs and ammunition buried in its hull? When you put the drone in the water, that's the question I have to ask about that underwater.
No, it cannot detect through a ship's hull. It's basically more to detect heat signatures for bodies. There's a camera on it, but the camera isn't an X-ray camera.
I hope that answers.
Yeah, you go ahead. Yes.
The caller. Okay, so you were just talking about your vision earlier. What I'm getting is that you're looking to train up your staff, increase your capabilities, become self-sufficient.
Yes.
Take some of the burden off government in terms of the inputs that they need to put into the department because you're able to generate for yourself.
Yes.
Outsource some of the expertise. I like that.
Yes.
I like that. I'm hoping I'm kind of inspired, hoping that I can be part of that venture in some form or fashion in terms of helping that come to fruition.
Is that on your application?
well, I'm happy that you would have mentioned that because there's one project that the Crime Directorate is actually looking at, and I have put that to them. I believe in empowerment, and there are also officers who are capable of being scenes of crime officer with processing minimal scenes, and we're looking at a project now we have put forward where we would train outpost technicians at the different outstations so we can merge together with processing. So we're looking at a modern approach and still skilled and technical.
I'm liking that a lot.
Yes.
And well, I like training. Maybe in the department, if they would give me anything to do, where I would be more likely to do, even if pay was not involved, if I was getting a salary, and I would do it nonetheless and work just as hard. Training, hands down.
Definitely.
So I like to be involved in training. I like when people are getting training. I like departments that are doing training, because what that means is that it makes the job easier. It shares the burden. It builds confidence in the persons who are getting the training in terms of them doing the job.
Yes.
and the departments, the organization's overview from a public standpoint, and they see us doing our job, and when we're confident doing it, you see that level of professionalism. Then we can use the word.
Yes. Definitely.
Then we can use the word. So
definitely.
I like the approach. I commend the approach. And I know that you, when they're doing the recruit training, that you often come over and you do some
first
training with them.
responders.
Yes,
That is very important too, and I'm happy to announce that we had a first batch of first responders from the St. Kitts Defense Force. They received certification and they're now ready to go into level 2, which is the higher phase. So I look forward to continuing with them. They had an excellent team. I'm about to do the Island Constable soon. And there are other persons within the department who I pull along, and they have to train. Definitely. Definitely. So once they receive the training, I just want the public to know that some persons will get certification and hold it. They don't utilize it. But once my team gets that, I am adamant that they have to produce what they've learned and put it in their daily practice.
I like that. I like that even more.
Yes,
I think you're feeding me this morning.
Definitely.
If I didn't eat breakfast, I was still before. So again, so training, sharing the training, sharing the knowledge, giving as many persons as possible, as practicable, the information that they need to do the job well.
Excuse me,
Yes.
lady and gents. We have another call.
Oh, we'll take the caller.
Good morning, you're live.
Caller, welcome to Policing with You.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Calling from St. Thomas, just to find out a little question from you all.
Yes.
I have a car in St. Kitts that I bought up there. And I turn over the insurance also to a second person on me. Now, she told me that she cannot get the car a license. So I'd like to know how really to get around with that.
The caller, I can advise you to make a call to the traffic department. They're the one that deals specifically with those issues, and they will be better to able to advise you in terms of the next steps. You can call the police station at 466-2241 and ask them to connect you to the traffic department. And you can speak to someone there who will give them the information you just gave me, and they will be better able to help you. I hope that helps.
We lost that call, sorry about that.
Oh, okay. Well, I hope the caller is listening. Again, I suggest you can call the police station, the main police station at 465-2241 and ask them to connect you to the traffic department, and just tell them what you just said on here, and they would be in the best position to help you, and I hope you're able to get that result. So, anything else you want to share with us while we're here? Anything before we wrap officially? Anything else you want to share with us, the public? Or we iterate?
I just want to thank my staff. They have been really supportive of me. Those who are behind the scenes. It's not a one-man show. It's a team, and we have our differences at times because I tend to come down a lot because I have my vision. But at the end of the day, when we have to pull together, we do. And we have remarkable results. So I want to commend my team for their hard work and dedication. We've had our challenges, but hard work pays off. And from our stats, you could see it. I would also like to thank, I think that's like our dad, the ACP Mitchell. He is the ACP of crime, and Superintendent Francis. They have been a source of strength with keeping us chugging at it. So I'd like to thank them and the investigators that we work closely with for giving us that push and support. So I really had to say thank you to them and to my family.
And that is really not.
For understanding when I have to come out of my bed at all different hours. And to the citizens of St. Kitts for supporting me to the T and believing in our work. So we thank you very much, and we will continue to making you proud.
Okay. So done, right?
Well, I would just like to say to all the youths out there, don't be afraid to follow your dreams.
True.
Right now, I'm living out my dream. I always want to be a forensic scientist. I'm close to that dream. You only have to chase it. Just believe in it. Don't let anyone tell you your dream is too big. Don't let anybody tell you that your dream is ridiculous. Just go out there and chase it.
Okay. And I want to say,
Sergeant, before you give your last 2 cents, the caller is back.
no problem.
Okay.
Yes, go ahead. You're live. Yes, he's
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead.
Hello?
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 Caller, we hear
I would
you.
like to get the police number that you was giving me a while ago.
465?
465
Yes. 22 41.
21
41. 22 41.
41. Okay.
Yes, and
Okay,
ask
thank
them
you.
to connect you to traffic department, and you can have a conversation with person of the traffic department. They would be in the best position to help you. I hope you get it resolved as well.
Okay. Okay, thanks. Okay.
Thank you. Okay, so I want to say publicly, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
I'm going local big up to you and Sergeant Weeks.
Yes.
And like when persons are motivated in the job and we try to excel, we find avenues to excel. More so when we use it in the department and we share the knowledge that we gain, so that all of us are better able to benefit as an organization, and then that redounds to the benefit of the Federation, which is what we are here to do as officers and employees within the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force. I want to thank you again for coming and sharing with us.
Thank you.
Thank
I want to
you.
say to the director, keep it going.
Thank
I
you.
like the vision.
Thank you.
I'm holding on. If you feel a little impression there, that might be my hand holding on to the vision. I like the way you're going. I like the thinking. And if there's any way that I can help, just call me. And as long as I'm able, I will. We want to thank our listeners for tuning in. We want to welcome you next week when we're back to share with us again, policing with you. And we're always willing to hear from you, your comments, your calls, your suggestions in terms of how we can do things better. Not just for the Policing With You show, but for the organization, the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force. Because at the end of the day, we serve you. We are policing with you. Thanks again for joining us, and we'll see you next week. Godspeed.
What you know, what you know, what you know, what you know about love? Why all the segregation, all our but one nation? Oh, let us unite as one. Let us unite as one.
In technology news today, the cable is urging business owners and managers in St. Kitts to take measures now to reduce the damage